Oh boy, this is not something I expected to come home to today. I was out shopping, and when I saw MGSHDFix 4.0 dropped, I came home as fast as I could to record this video. So what has changed, guys? Let's go over these patch notes. Let's see what we got. So with HDFix 4.0, MGS2 is effectively restored back to the original pre-HD collection state. All of MGS2's graphical effects that Bluepoint left unimplemented. There was a ton of things that were left out, marked as Bluepoint to do. So they didn't like. So Bluepoint didn't even add these effects, right? They just kind of fucking left them out there, right? So they were still in the source code and they were still untouched today. They have been fully restored, either through the game's own rendering system or in some cases through modding custom D3D11 recreations. Hopefully Konami fixes a number of these issues one day. I don't think they ever will, to be honest. But I wish they would. I really wish they would. Yeah, these effects have been broken for 15 plus years due to incorrect IDEF statements, or I assume some sort of identifiers in the code. Wrong rendering paths. So modders basically just fixed MGS2 to the pre-HD collection state. So as it was in the PS2 version, you can now download this, install this into your MGS2, and you've got basically what is effectively a PS2 version. Well, PS2 looking version of the game, right? It's looking the same way it kind of looked on PS2 with all the effects. Everything's kind of there, how you'd want it. Kind of like GTA San Andreas in the PS2. It's got everything, right? And all this stuff was somehow lost when the game got ported to other fucking platforms for whatever reason. And MGS3 also got some love, of course, right? So the game had fill grain during darker cutscenes. Well, that's fixed too. But the biggest star of the show, I think, today is MGS2. So, shared engine fixes. So, shared engine fixes, I assume this is probably for both games, right? Or something like that. So, fix and restore depth of field rendering. Camera focus depth of field now scales properly with resolution. The close-up camera blur depth of field system, which was outright disabled in both MGS2 and MGS3 by Bluepoint with the 2011 HD collection, has been fully fixed and restored. Right, that's a clap, that's a wrap, right, for these guys for doing this. MGS3's depth of field was upgraded to utilize Gaussian MIP pyramid to clean up the vanilla DOF sampling artifacting. This will likely be backported to MGS2 at some point in the future. This is great. I don't know if this is fully related, but when I do play MGS3, I do notice that tends to be like a subtle blur on the image in certain like cutscenes. And just in certain areas. So if this does what I think it does, which it sounds like it does, it's going to be amazing to give a bit more clarity to the image. MGS3's depth of field fix may be a bit performance heavy for minimum spec hardware. Yeah, definitely, I'd imagine. This option can be toggled off under the restoration tab. Performance will be further optimized in the future. Always love to hear that. Modders are giving us more reassurance than a multi-billion-dollar company, you know, about performance and optimization. Look at Delta. To this day, Delta runs like shit, right? I digress. Fix MGS2 and MGS3's in-game timer not pausing during loading screens. What the fuck? I wonder how this affected speedrunning, or if anyone in the speedrunning community even knew about this. Bluepoint refactored the loading system with the 2011 HD collection, accidentally removed the loading timer pause flag being assigned at the start of level loading. Have we been glazing Bluepoint for too long? How the fuck do you miss something like this? This will obviously affect like rankings and achievements that you get in the game. The flag was still being cleared properly at the end of loading. Okay. This fix makes the in-game timer match 1-1 with the original Substance and Sons of Liberty timer behavior. This can be disabled for those that want the vanilla broken behavior. Wow. This is incredible. If anyone watching this video does speedruns or anything like that, please tell me how this would affect the speedruns for this game, or if it will affect timers or timing. I'm not very well versed in these sorts of things, but I would imagine this would affect times, right? So it might be a very exciting thing. Fix MGS2 and MGS3's audio reverb. Reverb has always been present, but the volume for it was so low that it was effectively silent. Yep. Reverb volume has been boosted as a baseline fix, and volume is now user adjustable. Amazing. Love to see it. Fix MGS2's and MGS3's blind rendering horizontal lines on codec portraits and when using night vision thermal goggles. Let's see. Improved Steam that handle CPU power draw again. Okay, so the height of these lines was also corrected, so to match the PS2 scaling. Okay. That'll be interesting to see. All right, I can't access ImageGo because I'm in the UK. Sorry, guys. But they've improvised the CPU power draw again, which is amazing. You know, Konami hasn't really improved anything for that side of things. Shared new features. So this is stuff that has been added for MGS2 and 3. So SMAA screen, a morphological anti-aliasing support has been added for MGS2 and MGS3. That's nice to see. I don't think the game has much anti-aliasing. I usually, when I play MGS3 and 2, I upscale or internally render it at 4K, and then obviously it down samples to display on my 2K display, whatever, right? And gamma correction has been added for all games. This feature corrects color. Yeah, that would be very nice. Actually, wow, they fixed the fucking shitty cataract inducing like gamma in MGS3. Right, I'd love to see like a screenshot comparison of this or something, because if they fixed it, that'll be amazing. Because remember, when the game first came out, I complained that it was very, very washed out. The gamma and the colors were just shite, right? Add an option for MGSHDFix internal tab to start MGS2 and MGS3, and then developer menu level select screens. Wow, okay, that could maybe help with modding as well. That'd be really cool. String replacements and retranslations. All strings are captions, code equals content voice and cannot be changed freely without having to edit any actual game files. Wow. This is going to be good for modding too. Typo grammar fixes to over 150 strings already across the game's language. If you're aware of it, yeah, okay, cool. So if you know any typos, let them know and they'll fix it. A translation file mod loading system along with a custom string editor for every text line. This is amazing. Wow. I can't imagine the amount of work these guys are putting in. The goal of the system is to allow translation mod makers to simply drop a single text file in the game's folder, replace every line of text in the game without having to re-upload massive SDT files. Yep. Add an option to restore all PS2 memory card messages. Pretty cool if you're like a vintage, you know, lover for that sort of stuff. Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake new features. Add an option to correct the game's 4:3 aspect ratio. The game was using the MSX2's raw output ratio of 64:53 instead of proper 4:3. Add an option to crop and overscan areas at the top bottom of the screen. Okay, cool. Now here's the meaty stuff. MGS2 Restoration fixes. Restored MGS2's missing and broken PS2 visual filters. The following restore effects were broken, left unimplemented, or outright disabled by Bluepoint. Yeah. Let's see. On-demand contrast and color filter options in at least 13 cutscenes, crossfade camera transitions, cinematic cranked slow motion camera transitions, planned opening fortunes intro cutscene, PS2 motion blur trails and motion trails. For folks with motion sickness or that don't like the original motion blur, it can be disabled. This is incredible. The fact that you guys are letting people disable this stuff as they see fit, or if they want it, or if they prefer it, however they want, is really incredible. What would be nice as well in maybe like have presets or preset configs for like I don't know, having the game look as close to the PS2 as possible, or having it look as high definition as possible. That'd be pretty fucking cool as well, to be honest. But hey, I digress. Out of focus concentration blur, heat mirage effects on Strat A's roof. Yes, I remember this. Those were, I think, missing completely. Heat distortion effects in numerous cutscenes. Helicopter heat exhaust. Heat mirage effects during Solidus cutscenes. Yes, when he slides on his rollerblades, right? Kind of like when he does that slide when he first appears in the game. Bolt underwater. Yeah, bloodstains on guards and ray units when shot. I've played through this recently and didn't even notice this, which is hilarious. Scope distortion when using PSG1, PSG1T, water droplets on the camera doing first person view cutscenes, several invisible water splash effects. Yeah. Fully restored all name, date of birth, and blood type entry screens at the end game dog tag. The standalone FF's dog tag restoration mode's function has also been fully integrated into MGSHDFix. That's good. That's really good. Do make sure to remove the old mod, otherwise crashing on start up will likely occur. Yes, so I'll probably have to remove the old mod because I think I had that installed. Fixed effect speeds. So basically, I'm not going to read through all of this right now because we'll be here forever. You probably don't want to hear me rambling on this, but what FFS and the team has done is basically just restored MGS2 completely, and the PS2 visual effects, like completely. Everything that was missing from the 2011 HD collection is now back and restored. Now is the proper time to play MGS2, or replay it if you so will. So this is incredible. You know, there's a fucking shit ton of fixes here, right? So much stuff has been restored and brought back. It actually baffles me. Like, you guys should be getting paid for this stuff. Like, if there's some way for me to donate, let me know. I'll throw you a couple bucks, like just for the support you have given this community. It's absolutely incredible. MGS2's new features. So we got new features, right? Thermal goggle palette swapping. So it's a completely new feature. And now MGSHDFix now lets you swap the thermal goggle palette in real time between Substance's rainbow colors, Sons of Liberty's red hot Terminator Vision thermals, and Splinter Cell Blacklist thermals, white hot or black hot. So that's pretty fucking cool. You can swap palettes using numpad 7 while thermals are equipped. So handy little shortcut. All NPCs can now be forced to always use the highest quality polygon LOD model. Love it. Always love it. You know? When we can use higher resolution assets instead of lower ones, you know, at a distance. I always love that sort of stuff. Add an option to render shell casings at all distances. Yes, please. Add an option to have shadow resolution, which is still hard-coded to the PS2's size. And it increases dynamically with game resolution. Okay. So it looks like we have uncapped shadow sizes now, or shadow resolution. Add an option to restore the original radar rotation from 20... Yeah, okay, okay. Add an option to enable radar and Snake Tails. I've never played Snake Tails, so that's pretty cool. BP Asset Manifest mod loading support. Okay, so this is like mod support, which is good. Always love to see more of that. Hopefully more people are going to make mods for the games. Add an option to have a custom life bar name. I've been waiting for something like this since this was announced on PC. Okay, that would be very cool. That would be very cool. I want to try this. Add an option to have the life bar name reflect the current player's character's name, like in MGS3, MGS4. That's cool. I didn't even know you could do this in MGS3 or MGS4, unless this was for a mod. Add an option to restore Sons of Liberty's elevator glitch for speedrunners that want to practice old strats that were patched out. Oh, this is gonna make some people really happy. This is gonna make some people very, very happy. Now, and then the cheeky little smiley face here. Yeah. This is good. Add an option to restore the Colonel's retro Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid Sprite doing some codec calls, which was cut from the final game but still present in the data files. Pretty cool. And then you got MGS2 Community Bug Fix Compilation Integration. So basically a bunch of bug fixes that were kind of integrated from, I think, MGS Community Fix into this. Now we've got the MGS3 Restoration, restored cutscene foreground rendering during low light camera shots, which obviously we didn't have or was disabled for some reason. Now we do have. So yeah, that's pretty cool as well. MGS2 is the start of the show here. MGSHDFix bug fixes. So yeah, some bug fixes. Features not shown properly in OBS game capture stream recordings. Okay, that's cool because I use OBS. Fixed resized captions not being resent. MGS2 fixed marines and sometimes not. Okay. Okay, I get it. Fixed Stinger and D mic not working properly in first person. Yeah, love to see it. Just some fixes for HD fix. MGSHDFix config tool. Fix the window being zoomed in on monitors with high DPI settings. Okay. And then let's move on to, oh yeah, they cleaned up the UI and MGSHDFix internal improvements and new warnings. Sped up module initialization a little, added a warning if Windows multiplane overlays disabled, which can cause DirectX games to freeze crash when alt tabbing. Interesting, I didn't know this and I've been playing around with this, so and then you've got the full changelog here. So there's the installation. So yeah, this is pretty much it. This is fucking amazing stuff, guys. Amazing. Thank you very much. My thanks and heart goes out to the MGSHDFix, the Fevis, and everyone else involved on this. You guys have done incredible work for someone who's a fan of these games, who loves these games, right, and has loved them since childhood. And I was deeply hurt by the fact Konami just kind of neglected them and even, you know, gave us kind of shoddy ports. You guys have done everyone in this community who's a fan a massive service. So really, honestly, thank you so much for this. I look forward to seeing what else you guys can cook up with these mods, because this is absolutely incredible stuff. So yeah, big ups to everybody involved. Thank you very much. And yeah, if anyone's ever wanted to replay MGS2, or if you want to replay MGS2, now's probably the best time to do it. All right, if you've stuck around for this long, for me rambling for 15 minutes, thank you very much. Peace out and subscribe. Yeah, bye.